Hello, good evening, and welcome to Speedgaming 2 and Link to the Past Randomizer SGL Online 2024. This is the open spoiler tournament. Gonna be a fun race tonight. One of our last matches in lower bracket round 4, we got Specks and flipheal going at it. I am Jesse Radical Sniper 99 tonight, joined by Gamachu as well as Arya Stark Tracking. Hello.
Hello. Good evening to you. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. So this should be a good matchup, I gotta say. Specs and Flip have definitely been playing really well in this tournament. I will say Specs' last couple of races have been thrillers, to say the least. I've watched them very closely.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of spoiler mode, so I've been keeping an eye on all these matches like a hawk. I'm always a fan to see how people, how they differ in routing, how they're able to deal with low percent and such. It's very fun. I enjoy it. Very stressful, but fun.
Yeah.
Now we got Specs and flipheal tonight. I'm overcoming a lot of tough opponents to even get here. So yeah, it should be a very good one as we're about to start. I think you know where we're gonna start, right?
We're starting at Sanctuary tonight, no doubt.
Yeah.
Gamma and I both took a look at the log. We can tell you the start of this. Yeah. Besides the bombs in Sank, Kakariko is loaded for some very important items, so we're not skipping that to start.
Yeah, we're getting a whole lot of goodies over there right off the bat. And bombs, I didn't even see the bombs in Sync, but yeah, that's early, nice resources there. Yeah.
In terms of what took us to this point, flipheal in round 1 beat Faker Jr., beat Shady Force in round 2, lost to you, Gamma, in winners round 3.
Yes.
Specs, meanwhile, had lost to Fibonacci in round 1 of winners. But from there, Specs' path has just been taking down some very tough opponents, beating both Magnahato and Gem in the lower bracket to get to today. So
yeah, those are a lot of scary names right there.
Yeah.
And look at that, we already got boots here so early
boots and a sword. The game's so nice.
Yeah, very friendly. We're already happy to see this. And it's interesting, flipheal bombing the back of the well right there to get the 20 rupees sitting back there. Specs turn that down.
Flip also getting the bombs out of there, interestingly.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm curious. Specs, why didn't you get that? You want to get those early resources if you can. It's always nice to get. That was in the back of the well. Okay, I thought that was 20 rupees. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, Flip is starting to work on his money situation. He knows what he's going to need later for pod. So he's got a little bit of a plan here to get the money. I think there were some other options.
Yeah, this is good because the way I was looking at this log, you want to try to get that early money as soon as you can. I didn't take a peek at where all the money is though. Early boots, early flute, early sword. We're very happy here. There's basically pod entry for flipheal. Did he decide to go there early?
Yeah, I mean, our 300s are Spike Cave, Pyramid Ferry, Desert Palace, which we're not touching, Skull Woods, which we're not touching, and Turtle Rock, which we're not touching. So the 300s are not at all available.
We're not touching them at all today.
No.
The earlier you get it done, the most convenient checks along the way, the better. And yeah, we're just slightly diverting here. Is he setting up for tier 2? Tier 3? I didn't see if he got hit.
Wanting that little bit of magic early.
Oh, Specs going for the hover.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
High risk, high reward, and he gets it.
Being able to pull off a hover and a spoiler seed is much props to be able to pull it off. So, a spoiler seed, you don't want to lose any time, and if you fail that jump, it's a massive feels bad moment there. But that did set up for a good save and quit spot for Specs, so he can go ahead and get this other sword right here.
Yeah, the early start of this seed is really nice. Easy Master Sword. Like even Dark World access isn't too bad. You see Flip has our first our glove, Specks has our hammer, and Flip about to pull that Moon Pearl here out of Agina with Specks not far behind.
Yeah. So Specks also, this is going to be another saving quick point. Right after this, he's going to go straight to Uncle. I mean, this works out both for well for both runners. Flipheal holding off on Bark Rocks for now. Mini Molder Cave.
Yeah, Mini Molorm Cave has a little bit we want as well, and we were talking about some of the early routing decisions of this seed. With that Pendant Skull and that Pendant TR, big question's going to be, do you go for Lamp? Do you go for Fire Rod? I'll be curious how they both go at this. I will say I wish Flip got that sword out of Bonk Rocks first, because like I feel like that would have just made Mini Molorm Cave a little bit faster.
Oh yeah, just one swipe, and if you have sword beams, you don't have to go across the pit to damage them. Yeah, nice little utility here, Boomerang and this Mario.
And actually, Specks' play for the Uncle is the faster way to get that one, just slightly.
So,
well, yeah, no tree pull, but going after like the casual boot start is actually faster, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, no need to. Oh. Right, nice.
Second try on that fake flipper, nice.
So yeah, we were talking about that lamp and or the fire rod if we bother picking it up. After seeing where the mitts is, or depending on which one you want to grab at their mitts, because we have access to both of them pre-Dark World. I think you get the lamp on your way to get the bow. And then you do Pod and Eastern, kind of combo them both.
You know what?
That would be my
I will
play.
say, Flip waiting on this hammer tells me he's getting the Paradox Sword.
Oh, is he going to go now?
I think he's going to get that Paradox Sword now because there's no other reason to be on the mountain again until GT.
Yeah.
So this is him saying, I want my Tempered Sword. And this is what I'm willing to go for it, is let me get the mirror so I can hit these checks early. Or I think it is, at least.
Yeah, if not...
Like, I don't think it's not a problem if he doesn't. I just think this has to be what he was thinking.
Yeah, because there's nothing else we're going to need in the mountain. Everything we need is just really sitting... No, okay, we're just saving footing.
Here's what I know.
Alright.
I thought maybe we're going to get that bomb jump and we were going to go for that sword.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a huge time investment just for that Temper Sword. We're both going to Dark World. Only difference being Specks having the Master Sword over Flipheal's Fighter Sword.
And we're getting Lamp on both sides.
Yeah. Would you still get the Fire Rod knowing it's not required? Because we did take a peek. We don't need it to go into back of Skullwoods. We don't need to touch TR, and GT Big Key is not on the right side of GT.
I guess the question is, how comfortable do you feel about doing Master Sword Bombos cold here? Like, that's the only really rough piece of this fight.
Yeah. It'll definitely help out, having having the Fire Rod. But seeing how we have to go to Hammer Pigs, that's the only thing that's pushing me to most likely want to grab that Fire Rod. Purple Chest holding the Fire Rod, Hammer Pigs holding the Flippers, which we do need to enter Swamp. And we're not going to get Silvers today as well, so I feel like it's nice for Ganon. We could get triples, so easily set up triples. We could with Lamp, but he has to be positioned specifically close to you, left side.
Oh, Flip, you didn't have to move for that mirror. You were fine up top.
Is he...
He's flipping to 5. I think that would have been quicker.
Okay, that's
than
interesting.
Running.
Let's see. Okay, he is going through here.
I think what lost him time was the fact that he didn't get his spin speed on Pyramid and then the mirror bonk.
Oh.
Yeah, like, I think this would have been the faster route if not for those little mishaps.
Are we gonna get that little heart? Of course we are. Also, to see how they both ended up getting the pot money different ways. Flipheal took the time to bomb both walls and get the, rupee pots going through the back of the bombo walls. Specks going through the back of Tavern, which had the 50 rupees. I don't think Flipheal got that chest.
No, and realistically, Flip not going after the sword doesn't make a difference for these dungeons. Like, I'm gonna say is gonna feel mighty comfortable with Hammer, Helma, and obviously Armos doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. This is even though we do have the lamp going into pot, it's still pretty scary with just, 4 hearts in here.
Well, and pot, I believe, like I took a glance, it's pretty loaded for health. We've got a piece of heart, that's not going to happen. But like we've got a big chest heart container, a compass chest heart container. Like, I think at least we're getting that compass chest heart container.
Yeah.
Because the big key is in the dark maze. So, like, you're at least coming this far.
Yeah. It's also good how both of these runners also filled up on arrows before coming up here. Opening those chests with 10 arrows is also really nice. You want to also be mindful of your resources, even if you don't have the bow yet, for when you do pick it up eventually.
I've got to wonder how the importance of it, given the, like, we're going to be in Eastern next anyway.
Yeah. So it's nice because what you pick up a pot has 5 arrows, right? I believe 5 arrows. So
yeah.
It takes about the same time to open a chest as you would picking up a pot, but with a chest it gives you 10 arrows.
Well, Sam, I'm a little surprised there, Flip not going for the extension to get through that without having to go through the pain of the switch hit.
Yeah. He did go through right side pod.
And yeah, that's gonna be a time save for Specks.
Yeah, was there 2 keys on right side? Map chest, arena, ledge. Oh, there was 2 keys.
Yeah, but Flip's still pulling that basement key, so he didn't really even save a screen, it looks like, unfortunately.
I think what would have helped is if he avoided, because he's gonna get the bridge chest anyways. He's opening the same chest Specks did. I don't think this is worth doing though. I have the big keys on the top. You should use the key and get the arena ledge key.
I'm wondering what happened with the key situation. Did Flip not open the front door or the...
He did not. He went straight right. He
didn't even get wow.
So that's pretty interesting because he could just still go right, open that door right here. He'll be at 1 key, but then he could just get that key back from arena bridge chest. Oh, this is very scary. Not 1 heart.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Yeah, like the key. It's weird because the keys in this dungeon were pretty straightforward to avoid a right side. Like, unless you're hovering right side, I'm kind of surprised you skip shooter and all that.
Yeah, maybe he didn't catch this key that's in this bridge here. Because that would have definitely been better just to open the key door from top, since you have to get the chest up there anyways, not the south chest.
Yeah, I'm curious where the misread might have been, because Arena Ledge and Arena Bridge were both smalls.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, scary fight for Specks there.
He did have the cave should he chose to have used it, but
yeah, and full magic. Like, it would have been fine.
I don't even know where he got that magic from, but yeah, that's that would have been very nice, a backup just in case I got more dicey there. Yeah, that's first crystal with about a minute lead, I want to say.
Yeah. And a sword. Like, a sword and a minute is a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, still fairly early on, so mistakes could still happen on Specks' side. But yeah, that's Yeah, that pod skipping or going right side routing might not have been the best choice for him. Get those arrows.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, where, you know, when Flip gets that sword at this point, like, it routes, the rest of the seed routes a lot smoother for Specks right now, given him having his second sword already.
Yeah, what Flip also could have done there is he had the cape. He could have just like done a cape dash right there and avoid all those turtles rather than walk up to the big key door. Like little time save like that, you know, it does add up quite a bit. I did not even see where the Eastern big key was. I assume that's vanilla. Yes, vanilla. Like right here, he'll save time over Specks phase 4, or I'm sorry, 2.
Yeah, I mean, no, Flip very experienced with that fight, and it just shows how clean he's got that fight at this point. That's why he didn't need the sword. He knew he was going to go hammer strats, like,
yeah,
good
very
strat.
well done.
Yep.
I am still not comfy using the spin speed setup hammer on Helmasaur phase 2. I'm still very inconsistent with it.
And it's definitely a dangerous fight. Like, there are some people who just do not enjoy that fight. I get it.
Yeah, and then if you're like, let's say, on 3 hearts, I'm probably gonna end up just face, walking right into his face rather than.
Again, but who finishes a spoiler seed with 3 hearts? Do you know anybody who does something that crazy?
Only crazy people out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nothing but stress levels going up there.
Yep.
Flipheal did also get the heart container compass from a pod, so.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I'm very curious about the whole thing. Like, the other part of that is he could have skipped Hammer Yump, getting. I think there was a second key in the basement. Like.
Yeah, there was 2 keys right there, so. He could have just, maybe he thought he could avoid doing shooter room and it might be better. I don't know.
Left side just feels slow though. That's my problem.
Something else he could have done is done straight to map the bowlock side like he did, and just immediately hammer jump like he did rather than go compass room. And just, you'll be left with 1 key to use in the front door, but you'll get your key back in the bridge chest. That way you don't have to go to the dark rupee basement at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, he still went to get that, so I'm not sure. Maybe he just didn't catch that.
Yep. It's hard, like, if you haven't ever seen a spoiler race, our runners are given this 15-minute period to plot out their run, and, indecision about the items can lead to maybe not getting that full route of your dungeon done in time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say I'm somebody who likes to route the dungeon during the race, because I want to spend more time thinking about the overall route.
Right.
But I also know there are people who are like, I'm going to route out the dungeons while I'm at it.
I'm very curious to see if Specks picks up the first chest here. It is a time save. He could avoid picking up. No, he's not. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that map. The chest Gam is talking about here is the map chest in the bottom left quadrant here of the front of Thieves. It's the small key to Thieves. This time save is going to be that he would not have to pick up the hallway key. It's very minor, but does help.
Yeah, like, if it was a second chest or this chest right here, the third chest, I don't think that would be worth it, I want to say. But
compass chest could be a little bit hit or miss, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I agree that ambush isn't.
Yeah.
Ambush is slow. That's our upper left chest, or chest number 2 in the front.
I want to shout out the importance of the Thieves Town small key aria. I'm curious to see a flipheal, because I assume he's just going to follow right over here as well. Yeah. Oh no, he's saving quitting here. Okay.
This is him getting the sword.
Okay.
He knows his situation. He needs that sword before, like, this route is going to be Specks going from here into Pegs.
Yeah.
And Stumpy and Swamp.
Do you think he picks up the fire rod?
I thought there was not a reason to, and I was kind of on the side that we shouldn't. But I'm wondering, with the fact that this is a route from Thieves to Swamp, that at least Purple Chest seems reasonable now.
Yeah, because sure you wasted time turning this miss, but you could after you grab your purple chest, you know, you could just leave it behind you and just dash towards Stumpy onto purple chest turn in.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a worse. I want to say he will, and I don't know if he's looking at the screen right now.
Like, honestly, at that point, I think it saves time over the run. Like, between Cold Stare, like, you cast Bombos, you get still 6 Fire Rod shots for the rest of that fight. That'll save time with the Master Sword. Land Mode 2 is faster. Ganon is faster. Like, I think the time will be made up in the long run.
Yeah, also something else to consider, in Ice Palace, we would have to cast Bombos twice, so another one towards the entry. Yeah. And every Bombos is, I don't even know how long it is, 10 seconds?
Bombos takes 10,000 years to cast.
Yeah, that sounds
it's slow.
Yeah, so doing 2 of those when you could do, you know, just a Fire Rock shots, I feel like that's gonna get close to equalizing it a bit. Maybe not too far off, but with Ganon being able to pull out the triples, I feel that's right there.
Flip didn't get his sword.
Wait, no?
No, he's still on fighter. I thought he saved and quit to Sank. But I just noticed he's still on a fighter sword.
What was the purpose of that? Was there something in Kingston I did not see? I didn't see where he went. I just assumed he would go over there. No.
Kingston was nothing.
He saved and quit still. Okay, that's...
Okay.
I hope he didn't forget.
Yeah, thank you, Arya, for the info. Like, I'm confused on that play now. I would have thought that was going to be his best chance to get it.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of, maybe he thinks he's too far behind to make, you know, put the time to get that. So might consider skipping it and...
But what sword do you get?
Upper GT? There's one up there.
Yeah, but you know Specks is getting that key. You're down a tempered sword to a master sword. You can't do that.
I think you have to get that because look at what bosses we have to fight. One in particular sticks out greatly. You know which one I'm talking about?
Diddy.
Yes. That's a terrible fight on fighter sword.
Yeah.
And yeah, Specks did pick up this miss here.
We are very lucky that we have the cape and master sword to make that fight trivial, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, Viddy normally is a very dangerous fight. We kind of luck out that the cape was so free in this seed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Kakariko just having a lot of goodies there.
Yeah. Like, if you talk to spoiler runners, the scariest fights, like, Viddy is almost top of the list, I think, for most runners.
Yeah. Okay, look, Specks remembering the hard muscle memory break. Just turning this miss, don't even collect the item.
Yep.
And you don't want to grab that anyways. I don't think Flipheal will want to grab the item too from Blacksmiths.
They had an agreement at the start of the race to, or they at least Flip, as always, said dodge shields. So yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. And yeah, Specks did pick up that purple chest, left it behind though.
Don't worry, he still has it.
Yeah. And very nicely placed hook shot here as we're making our way over here to Palace. What's our stun prize? Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. Should they choose to? Well, I don't think they're gonna need money anymore at this point.
I was gonna say the boomerang would have made that a possible strat for sure.
When is the next best time for Flipheal to pick up that Bonk Rock sword? He just has to do a random save and quit somewhere.
Yeah. Like, do you go swamp to ice or?
Oh, you're gonna go. He's gonna go swamp right now too with Fighter Sword.
And that's already an annoying fight.
Yeah. That's a bit unfortunate, because you want to get that as early as you can. Like, even Thieves' Town would have been... Oh, there's another shield there. Flip, we could dash. Does he normally take it with him?
I wonder, like... This could be a muscle memory thing, because part of it is like, when you don't always consider the fact that, like, the screens and the... Like, I'm expecting him to run from Stumpy. I would hope.
Because he dropped the... No, did he... Is he not familiar with the purple chest glitch?
I would think he is. I mean, Flip's been around for pretty much as long as a bunch of us. Like,
Yeah.
this is kind of surprising.
Not anything you do in MG. I was gonna think MG muscle memory, but yeah, I think. Yeah, this is very interesting. This is a good mirror spot too. You could just mirror right there and not have to mirror back again over here.
That could have been his plan. I don't know. Like, I see his objective. I just don't think it's faster.
No, and he's grabbing the sword.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder if he just forgot.
The head shake tells me like he's a little bit like, yeah, this is not good.
The Specks picking up a very nice, conveniently placed armor. Yeah, so right now, even dungeons, even item counts. Just a tad behind here going to Swamp now. Do you know if flipheal takes a look over his opponents at certain points or maybe towards the end?
I am not aware. I'll check the viewer list here.
Like, I would have, because I'm sure he's feeling behind just from...
I don't see him here.
Yeah. Like, normally...
But that's also about a minute delayed, so...
Yeah.
And I do not see him over in Specks' stream either, so he could just be saying, I need to focus in.
Yeah. Which is good. You don't want to be distracted by, you know, watching your opponent and you forgetting something as you're in a dungeon.
Good quick kill there in phase 2 for Specks, by the way. Very well done. And another heart. So, like we were saying, like, the seed is fairly free to get through. Nice health available, nice armor available. Like, it's all there, honestly, from a routing perspective.
Yeah, we did hit go mode with that hook shot, didn't we? Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Nothing in the entire mountain, just all complete trash.
Only thing that's slightly not trash is, of course, that Paradox Cave sword, but I gotta think we're gonna skip it just for the GT sword.
Yeah. Specks is not activated. Oh, don't use their sword beams. Oh, that's terrible. He did not activate the flute again. That's always nice and so free to use. Nice bomb jump clip there by flipheal. Oh, and refill too. Yeah, as I was saying, do you always do that when you have flute on hand? Activate the flute again to...
I don't, but I'm also not very... I understand why people do it. I'm just not good about doing it.
I was just muscle memory, trying to break that.
Thing is, I know that's even like a... It's an NMG thing, because you should do it when you are going to get Quake and the flippers.
Right.
So I just don't do it, because I'm an NMG scrub in that regard.
Did you see how Specks picked up that key in Compass Room? It is.
I'm guessing.
If you're going for that skip, hitting the switch, it is definitely not worse killing those penguins. To get that key or whatever, big key, small key, whatever it is. It's much better at that point to just hit the switch. It's about like a 2.5 second difference, rather than taking the time to kill the penguins.
There's definitely a lot of talk about, you know, what keys you get here. If the big key and a small key are very free, hitting the switch is not the faster route. I will say that I think you're right that Compass Chest, in this case, because you would have had to have done that, is a little bit slower than the switch hit.
Yeah. And yeah, sadly, we do not have the sword beams to do sword dupes, so we're going to definitely use bombos. I assume bombos in combination with fire rod. You have a quicker...
I mean, we'll have a full bar of magic either way.
Yeah.
Yo, there's that second shield.
Not today. So both of them going different dungeons here. Oh, it's so nice when the seed doesn't have you do anything. No pendant dungeon dives. Nothing in the mountain other than Mitts, which was right there.
You mean hammer?
Or hammer, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. Oh boy, okay, we're good. A double spin here. Oh, all right, he did a spin attack.
Yeah, good kill. Regardless, very safe fight.
Yeah. So yeah, very well done. The difference is about over a minute still, I want to say.
Yeah.
Let's do some big key. It's in map chest. Okay. Best way to rot this, just steal this key. Yes. I feel like the Mire is probably one of the easiest dungeon to rot with spoiler.
It's also, I don't know, this is always a dungeon that I hate because I always forget which one is map and which one is compass.
Oh, I recall one of your matches.
Yeah.
Because of that reason, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think it was a fire locking fire towards that kind of scenario here. I think that you had. Yeah, that one was unfortunate.
Yep. I had an extra mirror transition in that one for no reason.
But yeah, I like how he routed this.
Yep.
I feel like this is a way to route it. Like,
yeah, no, I agree completely.
There was a key right here in this spike chest. He could have chosen to use that small key he got from Bari and just go through that key lock door to get that key right here. But it's just arrows sitting there. I wonder if Specks will get that. Although he doesn't need it. 25 is more than enough.
You know, it's crazy, Gamma. This is already Crystal 6 for Specks.
Yeah. And we're 30 minutes in.
Yeah, 30 minutes of playtime in. Like, there's a chance we sub-hour this with study time, which is the mark of a very quick spoiler.
Yeah. This one was just very generous overall. The flute and boots and sword conveniently placed right there. And I feel like the toughest decision is Fire Rod worth getting?
I will say, given the speed up we saw for both runners on Argus, definitely worth it. I completely forgot how, that saves you probably at least 2 cycles on phase 2 Argus.
Yeah. Right. Otherwise, yeah, you would just do tempered or Master Sword spins, which would take 4 cycles.
Yeah. So, like, you can get that, like, Specs got it to a 1 cycle. I don't know if Flip was a 1, but either way, it was still very fast.
Very well done by flipheal there. I didn't see how many cycles that was, but I believe if you wanted the fastest way you could possibly do is just do 3 spin attacks from one side of the eyeballs and just use arrows on the rest. But he might be thinking, arrow situation for upcoming GT soon.
Yeah, we're probably not going to get any more arrows before then.
Oh, this is another reason to also get Fire Rod, right? I didn't even think about this.
Yeah, spooky.
Yeah.
So the time saves between Cold, Spooky, Argus, even some stuff in Ganon and the Climb should easily make up for it.
Yeah, with all these spookies though, he leave himself very little magic for cape usage. So.
Yeah, and that's why Flip went with the spam strat in the front.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with it, if you just spam sword slashes, and unfortunately for Specs, he should have just parked probably right in front. He's got the arrows to get through this. It's a little bit more dangerous. He's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
A little faster, but yeah, a little scarier.
Oh, that's always scary. The eyeball that coming at you was, one poke doing, well, in this case, 3 hearts of damage with Blue Mail. And yeah, flipheal is in fact hitting the switch here. I gotta imagine Specs is taking a peek over at flipheal. might consider just doing Paradox.
I mean,
That's
realistically,
actually,
he's got the time to get that extra sword to make the climb pretty comfy.
yeah, and he has that's a lot of safety in there. And yeah, taking a peek over, I was just curious. I went over to flipheal stream, and Specks is lurking there.
Yep. It's definitely one of the hard things to question about this mode is, do you watch your opponent? Do you how closely do you watch? It's part of the fun of spoiler, for sure, is to just be like, I'm gonna be aware of what's going on. And yeah, he is gonna hit Paradox Cave here.
Yeah. Is he not gonna do the bottom two? Okay, the bottom two had a free heart container, which I feel like he probably should have just done since he was there.
I mean, what? We've got a green goo at this point?
Yeah. There is another heart container here. Are we gonna get it? No, we don't even get it. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
8 hearts blue is relatively comfy
Yeah.
for a spoiler. Let's...
It is very comfy, yeah. I feel like he's just gonna make. I would think he'd make the most out of it and get everything he could, but yeah, I feel like he's probably comfy. He got that green bottle. Very nice.
The only other
Yes.
safety I did look at was that powder, and it is in GT. It's in Hope with another heart container. So, like, our big keys in DM, if you're feeling like it, you could go for 9th heart.
Right. Yeah, he could. Like, I'm probably sure he will. He's got the green bottle, so he has. I feel like that's a good safety with a cape on hand.
Oh, wait, we do have one more dungeon.
Yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done.
Well, one more dungeon before GT. Yep.
Right.
It's like 30 seconds.
Yeah. We did need something here. Oh, he could choose to get that 300. No, that's what I'm looking at. No, there's nothing about it here. That's
Barry heads up, waiting for that arrow to hit the ground.
Yeah. I like how no, that's actually very good too for him.
Yeah, good arrow drop.
Good. Flipheal is skipping it. And muscle memory? Going to the Paradox entrance?
I think part of him was thinking about it.
That is a pretty substantial time save there, not touching Paradox at all.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the GT climb is just not gonna.
Yeah.
There's definitely a comfort level with having that extra sword. The Zyzax dying to one hit regardless of color. Unfortunately for Flip, blue Zyzax will die, Stalfos will die. Those red Zyzax are 2 hits at this point, and the other part is he has to do this cape dash to get past the Lionels without taking damage.
All right.
And he did a D-cape on the screen transition.
Well, yeah, it's a hero difference and a cutscene difference, more or less.
Yeah, 37-11 for Specks on the entry. Flip getting that really beautiful, smooth hook speed Harapot. I love it. Definitely a time save over the bombs. The bomb.
We are here
in red pot, and we are getting powder and a 9th heart. So
this does look like a sub 45, though.
Yeah, no, this should be.
We're not getting this key. Too slow. Oh my gosh! There you go, flipheal.
I'm guessing DM has another. Yeah, DM has the big and small.
Yeah. It's gotta be faster than bonking, right?
The problem is that the small keys are both on the other side.
The right side, okay.
Yeah, it was top right, bottom right for the smalls.
Is there also one in mini Helma room, maybe?
I mean, there is under the mini helmet.
There is, but it's on the right side as well, which I guess it doesn't matter in this case. Yeah, a seed with this mini heart container, that's pretty nice.
And blue mail?
Yeah, blue mail. And if he was really feeling it, he could have gone as far as Rando room, which is where the silvers are. I think that played a big factor in the last race Specs had.
Yeah, but not in the way you'd think.
Yeah. No, but I feel like, you know, he's comfy. He's pretty good equipment overall.
Yeah, no, this is really nice.
Yeah. Using the cape dash right there. Yeah, flipheal also not getting that key on the torch. There you go. Good thing that wasn't a shield.
Let's see, our shields were Maze Race, Sunken Treasure, and the Smith.
Yeah, so... it was possible to get the Smith's muscle memory, but no, both runners doing a good job remembering we don't need that item.
What are you talking about? We always need shields.
No, I'm sorry. Right here, this is a no-shield zone. You know,
Shield, the official required equipment for Swamp Palace entry.
Yeah. Are we using to Sword Slashes here?
The problem is, I think he was a little concerned about his magic, and as such has really been trying to save. And unfortunately, the fire rod shots, yeah, you can see the frustration.
Yeah.
Like, Specs has been running a great race here, and unfortunately, like, this is frustrating to him, I'm sure.
That one was yeah. That's a Lamo. But we still have the green potion, I believe. We haven't used that at all, have we?
No, we have not. It was a good safety for cold and everything else, so we just haven't touched it. Didn't you know the rule of safeties? You just never need it when you get it.
Yeah, right. You just have it there until the very end.
Yep.
Oh, nice magic.
Nice drop.
That is very nice. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, the poke overrode the arrow shot from the Stalfos. He can make up a lot of time here if he just goes all out with Fire Rod.
He's got a full bar, he will.
Like, you have to use up your magic if you have to, your green potion.
No, this is perfect for Flip. This is NMG magic level. Like, he's used to this scenario. So that's like, you're seeing him not even pick up the magic pop there. He knows exactly where his magic is. This is like, this is his comfort zone.
It's unfortunate that magic could have dropped in his house and it would have worked out very nicely for him. Okay. Nice Lamo or Moldorm.
We'll say Specs is going to get that free 1-1 here against Ganon.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that.
Nope.
Make a double. One thing else Specs or flipheal could do is look at also very hard to see people actually pay attention to that when they're still executing. You know, in this case, him focusing on Molden Fight. Yeah, Specs, you did use a good chunk of his magic.
He's still got the green goo.
Yeah, okay. So, magic's not really a worry.
Yeah, it just has to be, like, he can't be too over the top with usage early in this fight, but he should be fine. I think that was a triple, though, on flip side.
Yeah. This could only be a double because I believe... Oh, no, there was a... Oh, wow.
Double, triple.
Very nice.
Nice time save.
Was this 2-cycle time save?
I think Specs was a 3-cycle at least for his Aga 2, so yeah.
Okay.
I mean, between the Lanmo 2 fight and the Aga 2 fight, definitely some time save here in the late game.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely closed the gap a bit, but yeah, at this point, Specs needs to take a fall for flipheal to have a chance here. We're not getting the free shot, Specs. It wouldn't have mattered anyways. I would use the magic right now, and he is. Okay.
Yep.
Use it right now, because you want to quick swap between items, and I think... Oh, he is. Okay.
Oh, a little early on that spin. I think he would have been in good position for that to set up the triple. Now he's only going to get a double. Yeah.
Flipheal is on one-hit mode here. I think he should be fine, though.
He's through the most dangerous part. He's going to try for that, but does get the blue Ganon there to start.
Yeah.
But he's going to have a triple here to start. But Specks has an exploding pig. He's got this race. Just needs to cross.
GG's to Specks, absolutely, finishing off the sub 1 hour with study time. Oh,
and unfortunately, yeah. There we go. Specks finishing with an official race time of 59:44. That is, of course, including the 15-minute study time. So a 44:44 for his final time of playing the game.
GG's.
Yeah, massive GG's. As we are now joined by Specks, we'll let flipheal finish this one out first real quick, since he is on Ganon at the moment.
Oh, please don't die. We're not gonna die. Okay, good.
No, he's got this.
Okay. He shook it off. This should be a cakewalk now.
But yeah, we're just going to let flipheal finish up this fight. I will mention, as we're waiting to get started with interview stuff, with this victory, Specks will be moving into lower bracket round 5, where he will face off with Skelly. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, we'll get to talking about that soon. This time, Ganon is allowing for the early strike.
Yeah. So, yeah, from here it should be no problem. First one's more just shaking it off, you could say.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say Flip made up some time in that GT climb. He was definitely a bit too far behind after some of the early play.
After all is said and done, though, flipheal does manage to make it through. Yep. Big GG's to flipheal, putting on a good performance throughout the entirety of this tourney.
Yeah, gonna finish up here with an official time of 1:01:49, so a 46:49 as his final time. But we are now joined by flipheal and Specks. GG's, guys.
GG's to you both.
GG's, Flip.
GG.
Yeah, so it was very interesting to see both early stack Kakariko. I'm sure you're both happy to see boots, flute, and a sword just waiting for you right there.
I like that I could turn my brain off at the very beginning of the routing. I'm like, perfect. I like this. Because the early game routing is usually the hardest part. I'm like, turn my brain off. It's easy. Thank you, game. I was happy.
Yeah, that was a very bold hover you did right there in Spectacle Rock Cave. Go ahead and get that hammer there.
I rarely miss that one. It's a hover I'm probably the most comfortable with. That, and I think so. And my hover's been good lately, so I'm going for it. This is, this is an elimination match. You gotta go all out, right?
Right. So, yeah, big difference going in, start the seed. You both going in the Dark World South portal at the same time. Only difference is flipheal, you were behind us. You did not have that sword from Bonkrox that Specs did have. I think it was the way you both routed the money situation for Pod. You ended up bombing both the back of the bomb bowl chests, the well and Blind's Hut. Specs ended up going straight to the tavern, which had 50 rupees there, so he avoided going the backside of well and Blind's Hut.
Yeah, I totally miss it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just glad I somewhat kept it together. You know, when you have one of those days when like you gotta work and you're just like, this is not going to be a good race day.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
I was not feeling it after work, and I was just like trying to rest, and yeah, I don't know.
Sorry,
It
the
Yeah.
was
flip. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just how it be sometimes, but because
Yeah.
yeah, the beginning was pretty stacked.
Yeah.
I actually mildly messed up. I totally forgot bombs where it sank. So I was like, oh great, because I was gonna do something even worse, like I think go to Lost Woods, but then yeah, I just totally missed the cavern, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't no, it wasn't, you know, the biggest thing, you know, it's still fairly close. I think the biggest factor was the pod routing. Uh you went ahead and you didn't do shooter room, right? You just went straight right side?
yeah, I just normally one of the first things I do in as a seed is if I need to route pod, I do that first because I suck at routing pod. But I guess I did it towards the end of the log today, and I don't know. I just thought with 2 keys there that would have been the better way. But I just I
I
yeah
feel like
I'm
that
just
would
gonna
have
chalk it up to being late on the
yeah,
routing of that.
I felt like that would have worked out very well if you avoided the dark rupee basement because you had 2 keys going Bollock side. You used one to go in the back. Have you didn't even have yeah, if you bomb jumped over, you could have gotten the big key, rather than, you know, going to the dark rupee basement. And then when you mirror and go back, you get your other key in the bridge chest waiting for you.
Yeah, I think I think I X'd it out of my notes for some reason, and that just like you know what I mean. I was usually you have
Yeah.
your regular notes, one on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and then
That
after
was
pod, and then missing the sword like not once but twice. I was going to Thieves Town. I'm like, okay, I forgot the sword first time. I'll get it this time. And then once I miss it again, I'm just like, this is just not my race today.
yeah. Was that the save and quit from Eastern?
Probably.
Yeah, because we saw you save and quit, and we saw you go to Sanctuary. I'm like, okay. I stopped looking, thinking you were gonna get the sword until Arya pointed out, like, oh, he just saved and quit and didn't get the sword. I'm like, oh,
You
really?
probably see me like 2 screens later, like raging at the thing, but
Yeah, it's really hard. You know, one little bit of miss route, you know, maybe forgetting an item, it kind of starts to slowly spiral. It's a
yeah,
good
but
thing though you did pick it up before Swamp because it is nice to have for Swamp Palace.
I see we both got the fire rod. Yeah, Specs, what did you think about that? Because at first I was like, oh, great, we don't need fire rod. And then I think I was just like, oh, I should get the lamp for pod Eastern anyway. And then I was like, later I'm like, why'd I get the fire rod? So I don't know what your thoughts were on that, Specs.
Yeah, I saw I didn't need the fire rod, and the lamp. I'm like, I was planning about. I'm like, okay, lamps and hype cave, fire rods on purple chest, and TR and Skullwoods are pendants. I don't need the fire rod, but I kept thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna because I'm on about Saha and early for the mids. I might as well do Eastern, and then activate Pyramid. You're about pod Eastern early. I'm like, it's gonna be worth going into hype cave to grab the lamp to make it like a safe, and I can do those ones a lot faster, and then it makes Meyer faster. I have it then for GT. So I just knew I needed to grab the lamp. That just made sense. And then with the fire rod though, I was like, yeah, I don't need it. But then I was thinking, I'm like, well, then I can do spooky. And I know since since big key is a map chest, I'm gonna have to do like the full spooky. And then I'm like, well, if I skip silvers and I'm doing silverless Ganon, I'm gonna want fire rod to speed that fired up. And then I'm like, well, and then if I don't get the paradox tempered sword, I'm gonna be doing climb on master sword, no silvers, and potentially no fire rod. And I'm like, that's terrible. And then I also knew fire rod would speed up the second phase of Argus. So then I'm like, things started to stack, and then I knew a cold stick would make that fight safer because it was only master sword. So I'm like, fire rod would speed that up. So I'm like, it's worth it. It's on the way with Stumpy and Hammer Pegs. This definitely saves time. Was my thought process.
Yeah, I guess with all the bosses we had to do, it was awful. So that, and it was like you got to go all the way to Stumpy or not Stump or Hammer Pegs anyway for the flippers. So like, why not?
You have the hammer pegs and it's Stumpy. Not even K45, so you can just run away from Hammer Pegs area once you get purple chest. So that was pretty nice. So yeah, I figured it was worth it once you take throughout the whole seed. And it was how bad the climb was going to potentially be with rare silvers and swords war.
Yeah, that does bring up another question. Comboing it with Swamp, the Fire Rod, that is. Flipheal, was there any reason why you carried the purple chest with you all the way rather than dash?
Is there a good reason? No, probably not. I don't know. I also wanted to leave a portal by Swamp so that, yeah, I could get there easily after my sword
rather
mistake.
than mirroring. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was just a pretty rough one overall. Just trying to keep it together too, especially after that sword, missing the sword twice. But not bad overall though. Not bad. I am glad you did pick up that sword though, because for a second I was wondering, are you gonna do Vidi with fighter sword?
No.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Because like you definitely. Unless you're ahead like Specks is, I don't think you can really get the Paradox Cave one. So I was like, I definitely can't get that one.
Yeah. I started checking the race at Helma, so I knew for a while I was like a bit ahead. So I was grabbing a couple more safeties, like I grabbed C-Saved House Heart Container, and then I grabbed the Paradox Sword, and then I grabbed Powder and Heart Container and GT right side or Hope Room. So yeah, if it was about even, I wouldn't have grabbed the Paradox Sword. I think.
You didn't consider picking up the silvers?
I thought about it, but I checked my legitimate reason why I didn't grab the silvers is I was thinking of my previous race with Jim, and I was afraid of. I'm like, I don't want to do the same thing. I counted the keys. I knew I had a billion keys. I was fine, but in my brain, I'm like, nope. I'm afraid. No. I don't need it. I'm fine with what I have. I got Tempered, I got Fire Rod, I got a Magic Potion, a green one. Let's just go. I got Powder. Let's just go.
You're good. You're set.
That's honestly why I was scared. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, it would have helped with that very Lionel Spy. Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, I lost it. That was a disaster. So bad.
Yeah, you did end up making quite a bit of time to Flipheal on the climb, though, even if you were with a sword difference from Specks. Yeah, I kept it very close at the end. You know, if you just cut off that Ganon incident in the end, it would have been...
Dude, how did that fire bat hit me? That's probably the most upsetting part. I was like, ow. I'm taking that one down again. Okay.
Yeah, but GG's to you both. You Flipheal putting on a good performance overall, making your way all the way over here.
Yeah, I wish I could have made it a bit more competitive versus Specks tonight, but yeah, it just wasn't my night. But I knew it was gonna be tough. Specks has been crushing it lately. So yeah, who do you play next, Specks? You know?
It's Skelly, so it's gonna be a pretty challenging match. So see what happens.
Yeah, that'll be another good one there. Yeah, any final thoughts from either of you? Flipheal, Specks?
Also, the seed was pretty easy to route overall. Just, I think the Fire Rod, Silvers, and maybe Paradox Sword were only questions. Mostly the Silvers. I mean, both the Sword and Silver were slow, but... No, I think even then it was probably pretty limited. I think you grabbed the Fire Rod, and Silvers or the Sword, probably at least one of them. But, no, that's it. Flipheal, so I had enough tonight. I've been there. Hopefully, maybe we match up in like Ladder Spoil sometime, or just another pickup race in the future. Have a rematch. Yeah, thanks for the race, Flip.
Yeah, GG's. I'll just say, thanks for the comms, restream, track, and all that stuff. And that's Specks. Thanks for not fluffing the shield against me. That's when you're ahead. I appreciate it.
I almost did it. I'm like, I could grab the Smith's shield, but then I'm like, no, I feel like that's like a bad omen if I pick that up, and then I go on to lose. No, that's not too bad. So
I mean, that or the damn shield.
Yeah.
I won 2. Yeah, thanks for the columns and tracking and restream. It's always appreciated. Thanks for the tournament, Jesse. It's been really fun so far.
I'm happy with how things have been going. I appreciate, everybody keeping this tournament moving. It has made my life as a first-time runner or a first-time admin for this to be really easy. So no, I appreciate everybody like helping out and getting matches scheduled and volunteers. So I have no complaints.
Yeah, spoiler. One of my favorite modes I thought there, so I'm glad this did make a return this year.
Yeah.
Again, thanks. I always have fun with this.
Yeah, I know this has always been a bit of a niche mode, but I feel like the community of spoiler runners does continue to grow more and more with each iteration of this and with ladder.
Yeah.
So it shows how popular the mode is, especially given spoiler got voted in as a mode this season. It shows how much people do there is a thirst for spoiler always. So
yes,
and
Please
it's a great mode to learn.
Yeah, no, it definitely
if you want a good test of how you're doing and maybe ways to improve even further, this mode's worth it.
Yeah.
I will say we do have a race on the schedule for tomorrow. So it will be on Speed Gaming at 12:15 Eastern Time. We do have Andy versus Brogor, Part 2. If you missed the race earlier today, Brogor had some major mishaps in his routing, and Andy decided to grant a re-race completely of his own volition. So we're getting a rematch tomorrow of this race that will decide who moves on. So if you want to see that one tomorrow, 12:15 Eastern time on Speed Gaming, we are looking for crew signups for that one. So if you are interested, please do feel free to sign up. There are signups available in both the SGL Discord as well as the Restream Central Discord. So, but yeah, thanks everybody. Make sure to give our runners a follow, Specks and flipheal. Gamma, it was a pleasure, and Arya, thank you for handling tracking tonight.
Yeah, thanks again. I very much appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we get to do this again.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.